Hello, I'm Katalin Vesely, and Gian Lazzaro had a nice idea that I can commentary my semi-final match in Jesolo with Andrea De Zantonetti. So I try to do my best and tell you how I was thinking during the match. Yeah, I just started with the 4-3 and Andrea rolled the 6-4. The 6-4, for me, I would running the we can choose this running or making the 2 points. I was running because I have a structure that I can make the points 4, 5, or 7. And actually, if he makes the 2 point, then I also split it, so it's not as useful now. So I would do this, yeah. And after I made a mistake, now I know because I see the analysis. But I like the idea because I have more checker to make points if he doesn't hit me. But actually the best play is just make the 3 point. Okay, I got hit. And yeah, that is clear what to move. Here is the best to make the 14 point because then he can save the 2 blots and just 1 checker down because it's in an indirect shot. I rolled a pretty good one to make the bar point. And after this, double 4 is a bit tricky because I would move the same, but so thinking a bit, it's a bit better to move down from the 13 with 4 checkers because then is not a direct conflict. I mean, it's not a 6 away, it's 7 away, then maybe it's easier to clear the 14 point later. But it was just a small mistake. Okay, so now after my 6-1, he was thinking the cube because it's 12 pips ahead. But for me, it's a very easy take. And of course, I have many blots now, but he just want to bring safe home the checkers and make points because he just want to use that he leads in pips. But he didn't double. It is a really borderline situation at a 300 big take, so this is why it's easy for me. Okay, this double 2, it helps him a bit, but I rolled big, so I could bring more checkers down, and the race is still almost the same. It's 9 pips, and yeah, he rolled a good to save to clear the last point. And actually, it is not too interesting now, but I try to build my prime. I just made another point, and so if you count, then a pip it's 106 and 112 for Andrea. So the contact is not too big here, but the race is very close. So for me, it's still an easy take because my structure is very good. So if I just can catch up in race, then I have a good chance at bear off. And if I'm super lucky, then maybe he can leave a shot and I can hit him. But for me, it's the first. This was the race why I took it. It was a very small no double and a huge take. Okay, so he rolled a double 5, which was pretty big and just good for the race. So far it's not not too interesting position anymore. Yeah, here I was thinking to leave the anchor because if he rolls an ace, a 6 ace, 6-1, then it's bad. And anyway, if he roll a small one, then he won't move from this because he has 2 blots now. So this is why I left the anchor, how I was thinking in this position. And after it was not too big the difference. So I was just running. Okay, so after this double 5, I felt that I can't win this game. In race, doesn't matter because I needed like 2 double 6s or something. So it was a single win for Andrea, but I still, I can say still was fighting. I never give up if I have any small chance to win the race. But it didn't happen this game. So in this match, Andrea played for a B-map. So this is why he's considered all the small details very seriously. Of course, in this kind of position, we have to check all the options and what is the best. Because, for example, if I roll another double 6, then it still can be very close, and we have to count always what is the best. Okay, so it's 2-0 for Andrea. Okay, so far it's easy moves. Yeah, in this tournament we play this Tyson checker. It's not valid, still not valid. As I heard, it will be changed from the next year. But it's really important to check at the beginning of the match that what kind of rules we have. For example, we rules the illegal moves or not. If it's not a mandatory in a tournament, then you can agree with your opponent and how you handle this kind of situations. Okay, so the 4-3 was a question here, because I can make the 20 point or the 5 point as well, but because he has 10 checkers in the zone, I really don't want he primed me, so this is why I made the 20 points. Okay, this is not the luckiest roll for him, because for sure he has to hit me here. In this situation, even he breaks the 8 point, because otherwise I can just make what I want. I can just do what I want. I can make the 5 point, 7 point. So I will then blitz him. So this is why he has to take the initiation. Okay, so I can hit on my 5. Yeah. And with 4-2, for sure he hits me back. Even there is a decision to just enter on the 4 point and make the 5 point with the 2. But this is a huge blunder, because then I can just use all of my checkers and my rolls and the full roll, I mean, and then he just follows me. Okay, so this double 3, he danced, and now we see that I have a good chance. Doesn't matter what I roll, because 1, 3, 5 good for the 5 point. The 2 I can hit on his home board. With the 6 or 4 I can make, or I can hit on my use point. So this is why I doubled. I was thinking if it's too good or not, but we are still in the beginning of the game, and it was still not too good for me. Sometimes, and I think one of my biggest mistakes is that I decide too fast. So I really have time, as you see. I just spent 40 seconds in the first 2 games, but I really have more time to consider these things. So yes, sometimes maybe I don't think about all the options. I just do it too fast. But I have to improve in this, to do it slower, because I really always have time. Okay. This is a nice question, that does it worse to hit on the 7 point or not? But because I have a blot, and he can make the 5 point, because he had one more checker on the 8, then I would say that I would move the same. Yes, and with the double 2 was a good roll for me. And now I was thinking about the cube. I have again 9 checkers in the zone, and he's on the bar and has a blot. But the difference is between the previous one, that his board is stronger, and it is a bit too early to make it. I had a feeling that maybe it's too early, but for some reason I really like this position. So this is why I doubled, but it was a 90 big mistake. It's a no double. And after I roll with a 6-1, it can be a small question, it's a 5 point or not, but because now I'm in blitz mode, So I had to hit on the 2 point and make that point. Yeah, and after I just want more checker to the 5 and 3 point, and this is why I left from the 11 to 10, because the 6 I can use from behind. In this double 4 I cannot hit, so I can make the 5 point, which is really strong. And I was thinking to bring one more down, but if he enters, then it's a lot of return shot. So I thought that maybe it's a bit too much to risk, because then all that 1 6 1 1 3 1 3 6 3 5, that is all good. So this is, I thought that it's a bit too much, and and this was correct. And he entered, but I was still in a good position to win this game. Okay, so it's 6-3. So the 3 is clear that I have to hit on the 3 point, because I really want to close out now, because I'm behind in a score, and it is already doubled, and it's a really nice chance for a gammon win. Yeah, and I made that point. Okay, so he hit me back, and the 6 is the down. It's too much, so this is the best, and he even also can hit my other blot if I can save it. That okay, but now I could hit back. Okay, that was a good roll. Aha. So with 2-1, I was thinking to make a point, but then I cannot move with 5 and 6. In this case, I cannot move with 4. But to make the 9 point and block his 6, then he has to move another 6. Then it's better for me. And this 3-1 is really tricky, because I think I would move the same. But XG says that he should hit on the 2 point, because here I can do a lot of things. I mean, I can hit with the 6 and the 5s and 8. Even the 11 is good for me, or the 3-2. Then I make a prime. But I rolled a very good one. And now I was thinking to switch and hit on the ace, because after I have 2 checkers to cover. It's 5 and 3 to cover or to make the 6 point. Or the alternative is just hit from the 11. But it's the switch gives me 70% gammon chance, and the other is 64. But he missed to enter, and I rolled another one very good. So yeah, I just bring the checker closer, because I really want to close the ace point. Or if he enters, then I just want to make it again. I just want to hit, so it's just a blitz mode. Okay, so the 5 I cannot move from behind. So another builder to the ace point. Okay, so here I cannot hit with the 6, because then I can't move the 5 only from the 6 point, which is definitely not good. Okay, and I made the closeout. At the beginning of the match, I was very lucky with the good rolls. So even it was a small or 50 no double, I could manage the close out and to go for winning a gammon. So here you just have to be very careful with the big doubles, like here in the double six and the double five for sure, of course. So you always check it and you just move the best, yeah. Because it's 2 checkers on the bar and 5 other checkers outside, the gammon chance it's really high. I mean, it's yeah, it's like it's 3 checkers on the bar, sorry, so it's like 90%. Okay, now I rolled a 3-1, which is always a question for me. What point is good to clear, the 6 point or the 5 point? It was a small mistake to make the 5 point, but I don't like the other one. But yeah, so it's very close, these 2 decisions. Okay, so I could manage it to move always very safe, and I didn't give any chance for a shot for Andrea. So here I had a feeling that maybe I have a small chance to win a backgammon, but after this roll I realized that no. But it's a gammon, it's a double gammon, it's also very good. So, but we have to play till the end always, because there is a chance to roll 2 double sixes. And if it's enough, then it's enough. Okay, so I won this game gammon. Okay, so the score is now 5-2. Okay, it's just a normal opening, 5-4. Okay, and split. That's a good roll for the race. Here I made a small mistake, because hit or slot to the 5 is a bit better. But these are close to each other, yeah. And my plan was to make an advance anchor. But after he could escape. Okay, so I got hit. And roll a good one, and I could hit back. So I was thinking if I get double that it's still a take, but after he rolled 4-6 and hit me again. And here, when I saw that I rolled a 5-1, it was clear for me that that the cube is coming. I mean, only if I split the back checkers to 23, then maybe it can be too good and he plays on. I didn't want that, but otherwise doesn't matter what I move, because it was just a huge pass. Okay, so the result is 5-3 for me. Okay, with the 6-1 I made a 7 point. Andrea made 4 point with the 4-2 and the 3-2. If the opponent has only 8 checkers in the zone, then I really like to split, because this is the best chance to make an anchor or just escape. it's not too dangerous. So this is the time for this, because if you move something passive like 13 to 8, then nothing will happen and he can improve his position better. Okay, so double 6 was a very nice roll. And it's easy, so it's, yeah, with 5-2, Andrea made 11 point. Okay, it's 6-1. So in 6-1, I was thinking 3 moves. One is just to down the 6, and does it make any sense to slot on the 5 or not? But it's really nothing, because I just give him a good 4, and I cannot win too much. I mean, of course, I can make it later, but this is not the point now, because he has only 1 checker. So with the 1 checker behind, he really wants to just escape. With 2 checkers, the priming plan, it's much better, because then if he just escape 1, then there is another one, or he wants just make an advance anchor. Okay, so it's this was 1, and the second it's that I just moved the ace from the 7 to 6, but this is really not flexible. And just for a second I was thinking about the 24 to 18, but this is too many shots, so it doesn't make any sense. So it's the best is just bring a build down and just step up a bit. And after Andrea rolled this double 1, it was tricky. I mean, the first 2 it's easy, because you can make the 5 point for sure. But after, I would move to 22, because he wants to escape for sure. I can say I was happy with what he moved, because then he cannot escape so easy way. It was a mistake, like 91, big mistake, not to step up to 22. So after I was thinking with 5-2 to just run out. This is how I count the pips. I always just touch things, and usually I use patterns. I mean, it's I know some numbers like 2 on the 8, 2 on the 7, together it's 30. So this is how I try to count pip very fast. Like I need like 5-8 seconds for one side. So this, because I was ahead in the race by 18, this is why I was running. Of course, it's a double shot with all the ace and fours. But if I survive, then it's a very good chance for a double. Because it's a very small contact. Of course, I can roll something bad like double 2 or double 4, it's not bad, but double 2 is something that I don't like, or 4-1 that I really don't want. But otherwise, I'm ahead by 17 pips, and I can just move easy way. But this is still in the middle of the game, so he still can take this, because I still have an open 5 point. Okay, so I saved the blot, and now Andrea rolled a double 6. The double 6 is too done. It's just too easy for me. So then, because I can move very easy way. Otherwise, if I roll a 6-1, for example, of course, then I can hit, and I would hit then. But that is something he can do. So even if it's just 1 far from my anchor, or from my point, it's good to keep the 13 point. Okay, this 5-6, I remember that I was thinking just 2 down. But if I move 2 down, then after I started to count, what moves are bad for me. And for example, 6-2 and 6-1 and 5-2. So there are some, but it's really not good. And later I have to leave a blot or a shot. And this is what I really don't want, because I'm ahead in the race. I just want to move as safe as how I can. And Andreas' board is it's getting stronger, so it's really strong, and he can make the 3-point as well. So I really don't want a turnaround like this. This was the other that I moved out. But after I was thinking that it's not nice that there are 5 checkers on the 6-point, and even I can hit. And it's better later if he just enters for the 5 or the 3-point, then I can just put my checkers behind him because it's very safe. And he rolled a good one for me. I mean, it's 5-1. So it is easier for me just move the checkers safer. Okay, with the ace what he moved, I think I would slot to the 3-point, but it's very, very close. These are very close, these decisions. Okay, so with 4-2, I move to the 2-point, yeah. Sometimes we have a feeling that it's not good if we don't have a spare checker on the 8 or 7-point when we still have the 13-point, but usually it's not true. So you can move from the 6-point or just clear the 8 or the 7-point. So especially earlier, I made many mistakes at Berov or Berin when I didn't want to move from the last spare checkers from that. This was a big one, and now he's leading by 9 pips after the 6-6. Okay, so I made a 5-point, and this was very, very close. It's 4 pips, it's 80 for me and 76 for Andrea. And actually I have 6 crossovers, even I have checkers on the 1, 2 and the 3-point, but it's 6 crossovers and he needs only 4, and his distribution is also not bad. I mean, the 2 gaps, it's not super good, but he still can roll 4 or 5 to put a checker to the 3-point. So it's a tricky one, really, that if it's a readable or not a readable. He's trailing 3-5. So it's also when you are trailing and you have a good chance, then you have to use the cube. But I was sure that it's a very small double if it's a double. It was a small 28, don't say big, a small redouble. But he didn't redouble, so I rolled a good one. But he also rolled a big one, so it's the pip, it's 70 for me and 65 for him. But he needs, doesn't matter what he rolls, he can enter. With the doubles he can also bear off. And I have 4 checkers, but I have to move first before I start the bear off. So that time I was not too happy. I was thinking if he doubles me, that how can I take it? I had a feeling that it's a take, and if we can, then it's still a take, but it's a very small one. So it's a big redouble and almost borderline. It's like 16 XG says, so it's a borderline take. I was hoping that he doesn't double me, because I didn't want to take it, but I think the correct one is to take. So I decided I will take it if he doubles me. I don't know what kind of formula you use. Usually I use keys count. This is very good in this kind of situation or this kind of positions. How we use this? So we just take the pip count, and after there are some correction, like now. So now we see that Andreas' pip count is 54, and we can add 2 points every checker on the ace that is more than 1, so it's 2 more, and 1 point for every checkers on the 2 that is more than 1, so it's 2 more, so it's 4 more, it's 58. And after we divide the 58 by 7 and give it back, so it means that 58 plus 8 is 66. So this is the keys number of Andrea, and my is 63, and I also put 2 and 1 for the ace and 2 points the plus checker, and it's 66. So it means that it's a pass, because you can take it if it's if you are behind 2 or at least 2 points. So it means that Andrea has at least 2 points more in the key scan than mine, then I can still take it. But it was 66. It means it's 0, so it's a pass. It was easier for me because it was easier decision for me. I mean, it's a one roll before it was tougher for me. Now it was easier that it's just a pass. Of course, I was not happy with this, but it happened. So, okay, it's the score is now 5-5, and now we have a break, so we come back soon. Okay, so we had a small technical break because the sun was coming, and as you see, it's over the board, and I have some problem with this, so I really don't like if the light is changing, because for some reason my eyes don't like this. But we figured out it very fast with Alfonso how we can just hide the sun. So it's just 1 or 2 minutes break. So far I talk about Jesolo a bit. Jesolo is my favorite tournament. I think anytime if I have an opportunity to go there, then I go there maybe 8 times. I was there in my life. I really like it because it's not the biggest one, but it's the biggest one in Italy. And I really like the atmosphere, the players, the hotel is super good. So really it's very nice. I mean, it's the breakfast, the dinner, it's very high quality. And there are many other players from the close countries like France and Switzerland, Germany, Austria, even Croatia, and many Czech friends are there, and I always go there. And it's really good because there is a main event, but there are many other side events that I really like, and open and single doubles, which is good because you can play 2-5 separately till 5 points, and after the winner get 2 points. And then we play another match till 7 together, but how many points we collected, we just start the doubles match from that. Or there are swing tournaments. Swing tournament, one of my favorite, is a kind of money game tournament when you have 10 chips at the beginning and the stake is in the first round. It's 1, and after it's 2, and it's getting higher and higher. At the end, it's all in. It's a lot of fun because you have an opportunity to play with many different players just for one game. So it's also very nice. And I also like the system that the last 2, now earlier it was the last 4 from the main and last 4 for the second chance, but now the last 2 from both can play the semifinals, and there is also a consolation, so we have a lot of chance to play. So this is why I like, and it's at the beach. The beach is very close, so you have a nice time always there. Okay, so we continue. It's the normal 5-2 and 5-4, and now the 6-3. Okay, I would do the same, but I think she says that 2 down from the 17 to from the 13 to 7. It's a bit better, but for me it's a bit too many blots. And after I rolled a double 5, which is great, the first 2 was clear for me. I mean, it's hit, or the first 3, and hit on the 5 and make the ace point. And after I was thinking, these 2, and actually what I've moved, it was a mistake. I don't know exactly why, because if I have more checkers on the 8 point, I don't see any advantages. And then wanted to bring another checker to hit him again back because for some reason or because of the double 5, it's just turns to a blitz game. Okay, so I doubled because I have a lot of chance to hit. And I don't like this kind of position to take, but because I have the ace point. So if I cannot manage the blitz, then my plan is not the prime, because I cannot prime because I have the ace point. So this is why it can be a take, but I really don't like this kind of position because the gammon, it's very high, and it was like 34, I guess. I check it. It was it's a 34 percentages, but it's a really good chance, and we were both 8 away, so it's also good because I can use the 4 point very well. Okay, so with double 4, before it was not too interesting, but this double 4, it's a good question. So I was thinking just make the 5 point, or I can just make the 2 point from the 10 and hit on the 5 point. And this is why I was my choice. It was my choice because I can just cover the 5 point, so I can make the 5 point easier than the 2 point if I move this. Here I was thinking maybe just to hit another, but I didn't want to bloat. I mean, of course it's not good for my blitz if he can make the 3 point. But if he misses that, then it's better for me if I have the 5 point as well. And it's anyway, if I just cannot manage the blitz, then I want to win the game. So I also have to think about it. Not to be in a situation that can change the game or turn the game. Okay, so the switch. Okay, so I can move from the 8 to 7 because then I have more combination to make the 5 point. And of course I was again lucky with this roll, and I could manage the closeout. So after, because I was hitting, because I was thinking if there are 4 checkers on the bar and maybe I roll some good, then I can manage a backgammon, which is really good. So in this, we just have to be careful about the big doubles, like double 6 again. Okay, that this was a perfect distribution. Okay. So I can say there is not too many decisions, this kind of game. So if you have a blitz plan, then you always just have to find the best distribution where you can just make another point or just hit him back. Of course, it's good if there are more than 1 checker on the bar, that if you can manage to avoid a good doubles, that can change the game, but otherwise you just have to bring the checkers closer to hit and make an in point. Okay, so of course we didn't have any mistake here because Andrea just had to save the backgammon actually, and yeah, it happened. But it's no mathematical chance to save the gammon here. Okay. Okay, so now it's the score. It's 9-5 for me. So I'm 4 away, and Andrea is 8 away. Yeah, with a double 4. So there is more options. One is hit and just make the 16, but it's not too constructive. I mean, it's to bring 2 checkers down and make the 9 point gives you a better structure to make other points. Okay, and here I made a huge mistake with the 6-3. But first I saw that I didn't realize that I can make the 10 point, but I realized that I can make the 10 point. So I don't know why I moved this. So it's I see clearly that this is the better, but it can happen sometimes. Over the board sometimes it's not easy, but everybody else see from outside that what is the clear decision. So I made this mistake, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Just try to make the prime. So it's 2 checkers bring down, and then I have more builder to the 5, 4, and 3 point, and more combination that I can make. And because I'm ahead, so I just want to move safe again. And because I'm ahead in the score as well, so I really don't want now very volatile position, or I just want to avoid gammon positions, because when you are ahead, then you just want to play more safe. Actually, it's I know it's not just for me, but for me it's really not easy to make good cube decisions when I'm ahead in the match, because when I started to play 10 years ago or something, I played in intermediate, and I was really not a strong player, because how I was started playing backgammon, I was a child, like 9 years old, and we didn't know the doubling cube. And so I just played from from my memory, and at the beginning, so I didn't play enough well, and I was almost always trailing. So I started to be better how to handle the cube when I'm trailing. But after, when I'm getting improved, now more times I can leading in the match, and it's really not easy how to handle the cube, because I don't want to risk too much. Of course, then it's like everybody knows that if you are leading, then you have to be more careful with the cube. But sometimes I'm too careful with the cube. Otherwise, I'm too aggressive when I'm trailing. So it's it's not easy. But I think that I'm not the only one who handles the cube like me, or it's can make some difficulties. Okay, so it's yeah, it's a technical things, because Andrea had to record a match for BMAP, and something happened with the power bank, but after everything was okay. Okay, so for one yeah, this is what he can do, because if he moves something passive, then like 6-1, it doesn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, so it's two options. I mean, it's two options was in my mind. I would say that one is just hit on the ace, and if I survive, then it's better for me because I'm ahead in the race and I can just move the checker behind. But if he hits me back, then I just give him a great chance to make the 4-point as well, and then he can just double me. So I move this because even, okay, if he hits, at least I duplicate the twos. I know the other one, I duplicate the ace. I duplicate the twos, but I have the 5-point as well. So my board is getting stronger because I have a 4-point board now. And it's clearly this is the best decision. The other it's 200 big, so it's better not to move that. Okay. And so now I even didn't think about the cube, but it just says it's a small cube. But for me, it's when I'm leading, I even didn't consider, which is not good. So as I told you before, that sometimes I decide too fast or I don't think enough. Of course, because the previous one was a cube, this is a bigger cube, like 100 big. And actually what I didn't think the cube. But if I think about the cube, then how I could take it, this is what I have to think about. Because Andreas board, it started to crash. So he had to open the 6-point. So actually this is why it's a huge blunder not to double, because if I see that it's not possible to take it, then it's easy. But because I was 4 away and he was 8 away and he can use it, but my thinking was not good, because I didn't check that what happens if I double, because he passes that. Okay, after of course I rolled very good one. And it was too good, so this is why I didn't double after I realized. Okay, and here I also made another 100 big mistake, because I just wanted to play really safe, and I did that, but for the gammon chance, it's like 8% less if I move what I moved. It was instead of 53, it was just 45. And at this score, it's really good if I can win a gammon. And this is how we can see that the life just showed me that it was a bad decision, because I had to leave a shot. But Andrea missed that. So I was hoping another gammon, and I was a bit sad that I didn't double before, because it was for the match if I double. Okay, but after this double 5, then I realized that he can save the gammon as well. Okay. That's tricky. But if you move the other, then you have to roll a double. Here it was enough if you roll a 6, and then you can pair off one checker. And I didn't roll big enough, so he saved the gammon. So okay, I was not sure when we have a break, but still not now. Okay, so I start with the 6-1, and after with the 6-3, this is the best, because what else? If you just split, then you have to bring down, and it is too much. Okay, yeah, that's easy decision. 2-1, I just made the 5 point. So the 6-3, there is an option to hit and bring a checker down, but it is too risky. So it's too many return shots, and because he's a bit ahead after the move, then it's the best is just move the safest. I was thinking, the 3 is clear for sure. I was thinking, but it's the best, just bring one more down, because it's a bit more aggressive, and I don't know why I moved that, but I decided to move this instead of just step up to the 16, and it was a mistake. Sometimes I'm also surprised at what kind of moves I did. Maybe I wanted to make another point, but it was too aggressive. And because I'm 3 away, I really don't have to be too aggressive. I mean, it's especially when the situation is not that. Yeah, okay, it's both. It's like from the 8 or from the 6 is the same. But I like this from the 6, because then it's not 5 checkers anymore. And here I also made a mistake. But because I had 3 checkers on Andreas 5 point, I wanted to bring one home. But I risked that he hits it, and it's not good for the race, because now the race is very close, and if I just risk it, then I can lose a bit on it. So it's the 2 alternative is just move from the 8 and make the 6, or just what I moved. And he rolled an ace and hit it. It was correct. And unfortunately, I made another mistake here, because I didn't want put the checker on my use point. Even I saw that it is a lot of shots. I mean, it's exactly, I don't know, it's 29. I don't know how much. Yeah, it's maybe 29. Shots doesn't matter. It's a lot. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't like the other one. So, but with the next 6s, I had to do this. Okay, so he made that prime. Yes, I just built my board. What else? And after he doubled. So if you are 3 away and the opponent is 6 away or more, then he can use the cube very aggressively. How I was thinking here that the race is close. So as you see, I just always show my pip count with my finger, so you can see that it's a 6 and a 3, and this is 136, and he has 136 25, so it's just 11. But I have a nice anchor on the 20 point, and I can make my home really nice. It's a nice board because I can just make the 4 and the 3 point. And I have one guy behind, but I can still escape or I can hit. Of course, it's not good to stay long because the race, it's not too big behind. But I took it because the gammon chance, it's not really big. I mean, it's 6%, so it's really not almost, I would say almost nothing. So this is why I took it, because it's a holding game with a checker on the 23. Okay, I rolled a good one just to enter and move. Okay, he hit me again. It's interesting that, okay, he's thinking about it. Which is the good one? Just 11 to 6 or the 13 down? From the 13 down. Because here he gives me a good 6. Otherwise, if I hit on the ace is duplicated. And then I have more blots. So if he hits me, then he can just take more checkers. Okay, so I really prepared my board for a shot. Okay, so I couldn't move from the 20, so I just brought one checker home. Okay, this is a question that what is the better, to clear the 9 point and move like that, or just move from or clear the 10 point, sorry, or move just from the 9 point and just open it something inside. Okay, these are close to each other. This clear the 10 point, it's the best, and 9-1, it's 22. Small mistake. But for the next roll, I would say that maybe it's better because he is ahead by 23 after the move. It's around 23 pips after the move. So maybe it's better for the next for the next roll because then he can move it easier. And I rolled a too big, and yeah, I was sure that it's not a big mistake if I just step up. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so it was an easy escape with the checker. Okay, that's clear. That you just want to clear in the rear. Okay, the double 4. Of course, I'm behind. I'm behind 25, and after the roll, it's 9. But what else? So if I don't leave, I'm sorry. If I don't leave the 20 points, then I don't know, but I have to wait for. So I mean, I have to wait for another big roll. So this is why I was leaving. Okay. Yeah, it was still close. I mean, it pips it the difference, but the distribution is good, so it's still close. You know, when you roll something like this, like the fourth tree, then you have the feeling, okay, that now I really need a good big double. And then I rolled another small to make a gap. So now I needed more. Yeah, I like this too. Okay, I felt that I really needed something. I rolled a good big, but it was close, so it's maybe not enough big, but then I saw that he can just take off one checker. So I still had a chance. When I know that there is no cube action, then I don't count. I mean, it's, of course, I can count that if I cannot bear off, then what is the best to move? Somehow I wanted to bear off one more checker, but I realized that doesn't matter. It won't work, so this is what good for all the doubles. Yeah. Okay, so it's 3 away, 6, 3 away, 6 away, yes. Okay, so we continue. Six, 5, 6, 1. It's easy. And the 4, 3. Yeah, it's 2, then it's very good because I have 2 checkers behind and he can just make a prime. With the double 2. So I was thinking to make the 4 point and 5 point, or just the 20 point, or the 4 point, or the 22 point, or just hit. And actually the hit and the 22 and 4 point, these two are very close to each other. I decided to hit because this is the very beginning at the game and it's good to gain something on race. So this is why I was hitting. Okay. And I have a nice position now because I have a chance to hit. And I rolled a 2-1. And yeah, I also consider just for a second, as you see, it's very fast, that just hit on the 5 point or make the 5 point. But because of the race, I also hit behind. But actually, it was a mistake. So it to make the 5 point is 113 mistake, not to make it. And with the 4-2, so I saw 6-4. So it was clear to me, just hit. But the 4, I don't like when I have 6 checkers on a point. But this was the good one. Okay. So I could just run from behind because I'm ahead in the race. And if he doesn't hit a 6, doesn't roll a 6, then I can just make more points and make it more safe for myself. But Andrea hit me with the 6, and the 3 is the question. Just bring down or just move from the... Yeah, it's which one it's bring down. So these are very close to each other, even just step up to the 20 point. Okay, so it's 5-2. Yeah, it's clear not to jump out to the bar point. Okay, it's 5-3. It's good for the prime. I like this move. Even the 3 point is also good, but I like this one. And I rolled the 6-3, and I was thinking just bring down to the 7 and the 6-3, but I saw that it's more shots, but actually it's also a lot of shots because all the 2s and the 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5 as well. Good. And now, so I made this mistake. This mistake was huge, like 170. And it's really not nice, right? It's ugly because I have a stripped 13 points, and it's really not nice with the checkers, 6 checkers on the 6. And and yes, this was I was a super big chicken in this cube action because he was 6 away and I 3 away, and this is my new tricky score as I see my matches in the last time that if my opponent is 6 away, then maybe I don't say it's overthinking, it's just overscare the position that he can win a gammon, but the gammon chance his was under 20, so it was really not a real one. That's why I shouldn't be so scared about this. Of course, it's not nice if he hits me, but actually it's I still had a 3 prime. I still can improve my game, so it was a huge take, like over 300. So this was my biggest mistake in this match. But I don't know why, but for some reason I can see the worst scenario what can happen with me. So this is why I made this mistake. Of course, it's not an explanation because it was a mistake, but I have to be more careful and I have to think more and consider more. So I really have time to do this. Okay, so now we have a break. So we will continue in some minutes. So after the break, we are back. It's 3 away, 5 away for me. Okay, in this game, in this match, at the beginning I started with some 4-1, but after we always rolled a good one at the beginning, like 6-1 or 4-2, which is good. Okay. I don't know why I moved that, but I moved. So it's just to jump up to the bar point would be better, but I gave more shots with the 6 because now there are good 6s as well. Of course, I can make an anchor if I move this, and this was tricky for me. Because when I saw that I can hit, that it was no question, but I didn't consider to make the 7 point and bring one more down. Because the prime, it's really good if I have, because this is safe. and the best strategy can be. Okay, so the double 5, it was a bit painful, but it's okay because he still has a lot of work, but I rolled a super joker, I can say, so I really don't want to complain about the rolls because it was going the whole weekend. It was very good for me. Okay, so this and that one, this 6 was very ugly for him, for sure. And because of the score, I didn't consider the double, but I don't know why, because this is a clear pass. So what else? And it was not in my mind that it's too good. So I just missed that double. It was a 58 double, but the point is that it's a pass. Of course, after I I rolled another 4. And he made a second anchor. And this is also a double. It's a 63 big double. I know that, so the race is for me. His timing, it's not the best for a back game. I mean, it's not the best, so it's really not good for a back game because he has to move from behind if he can. Otherwise, just from the 10 points. And I still have time to bring the checkers home. And it seems that he has to break the 20-point anchor before it would be a good back game. But actually, the back game is a 5-1 back game. It's really not a good back game. But I didn't double. And after the double 2. The double 2 is the question that just move to the 22 point or not, because the first 2 it's clear that move to the 20 because then you have one more checker but you can just move more flexible, but the other question is to move to the 22 or not. I would say it's yes, because not because X3 says also, but because then a 5-3 back game, it can be better. So it's much better because they are closer to each other. And now the timing, it's a bit better because he can move with the spare checker on the 20. And of course, this jump up, it's good because it doesn't matter if I hit him. This is why I was thinking that it's good to hit him or not, because then I can give him a better timing. And actually this 2, to hit him or not to hit and just move to the 6, is very close to each other. So it's both decision is good. Sometimes it's so difficult for me over the board. But I was happy with this double 5 because then he has to move. And it was not easy. So what is the best? Just move to the 5 or just move both checkers from the 20 to the 15? And this is a better one, but actually I'm not sure that I could find this. Okay, so this double 6 didn't help him with the race. Okay, so for me, it's not a question that we shouldn't go from 22 because then the contact will be smaller and I have only one checker on the 13. So it's better to stay behind. But the other 2 you have to move. And And actually the question can be that it's just move and just go to the 8 point, or just slot the 4 and the 2 point. Okay, so the problem is that I'm 44 pip ahead. So after the move, it's still 20 pip. So for sure, it's not good. So if you are behind in the race, then you need a bigger contact. But I think Andrea just did the same, like how I count the pip, that I just move something first, and after I count, and then I move back and make the decision, because it's easier if you have to count a smaller number. Okay, so Andrea found the best move, and he was playing really well during the whole match. And I missed another very small double, but it's a small double and a small pass. And when I'm 3-weighted, so it's it's really not easy for me to find this. Okay. But now, it's just one thing. So it's like 88 for me and 105 to Andrea. But I checked all the numbers. So I just start with 6-6, 6-5, 6-4 like this. And what is that for me? And of course, at 6-3 it's not nice, but I still can move it. The double 5 is the only one that is really not good. If you use the XG, and there is in analyze, the menu analyze, there is a dice distribution. You can check it in a graph, or what I really like, the dice map. It's a heating map. So you can see that what is the worst roll, or what rolls are bad for you and what is the good one. Actually, the worst is the 5-5, and it's still really good. So it's you have to double. I mean, this is how I was thinking. Actually, the double, it's 40 big, so it's a middle double, I would say. So, but at least I use my time. I counted all the rolls what I can roll. And of course, if he takes and I win, that it will be Crawford. Crawford 5 away, I think it's 16% the match winning chance. If I just roll and I just play for a single point, then it will be 2 away, 5 away, which is 25%. But you also need see that there is still a contact. So this is why he took. The take is 60 big. Okay, and this is what I mentioned you before, that sometimes I don't like to move from a spare checker from the 9 or from the 8 or the 7 point. But this one was this one was good. Yeah. Okay. No, actually, it was a sorry. I just checked in the history. It was a small mistake again. So, okay. Okay, so this is not good. Yeah, because I want to clear the 7 point, the next row. So. Okay, I wrote again a very good one. And a very good one. So if I have to leave a blow, that this is the best that can happen. And this was good that I saw first 3. Okay. So I just wanted to move as safe as I can. Okay. Sometimes I have a feeling that it's good that I survived, that I can win. But after, of course, the opponent still can roll big doubles. So it's when you still have a chance, then it's better not to think about these things. I mean, I don't believe in this kind of things, but if you have a feeling that you already won that it's really not that. Okay, but it looked good for me. Okay, so it's yeah, okay, so it's no more chance. So it's Crawford, 5 away, 1 away, so it's 16%. For Andrea, it's the most important. It's win. Doesn't matter if he wins a gammon or just a single game, because then it's 4 away and 3 away. It's not a big difference, because he can use the cube after. So he just has to win. So that's the plan. Before every game, you have to check the score and thinking about the gammon, what kind of game you will have. I mean, it's a gammon save, a gammon go, or what is the most important. So how much you can risk or not to risk, yeah. Okay, so this is the Crawford game. Okay. Yeah, it's clear to hit on the 14. Oh, I can make the bar point. It's really good. So I like this because it makes more comfortable for me. I mean, it's a safer, so I can feel better. But actually, I am not kind of player who is nervous during a match. So I just enjoy, and because I cannot influence the luck, so this is not important for me. Of course, I like to win always, but I just like the decision that I have to make a lot of decision, which also helps in the life. But a win doesn't change my life, but I really like it. So it's So I would say that it's a good thing that I don't, sorry, that I'm not too nervous. Okay. Mm-hmm. I rolled again a very good one. I mean, it's not just hit, but the problem later is this anchor, then how I can clear the anchor, so I just managed it with the double four. And after I rolled another good one, yeah, and bring a checker to make the 2 point. And it's from the 10, it's the same. But I like this. Okay. Yeah, I just have to bring that one checker home. Okay, so he rolled a good one to hit me back and continue fighting. But I solved this problem. I mean, I really rolled like amazing. So it's poor Andrea really couldn't do anything with this very good rolls. Actually, I like it more when a match is closer and not one-sided, because then it can be, I mean, it's boring and it's really not a good feeling if you just lose like 11-0 or something. So and you feel it also worth more if you were doing a lot to win a game. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to split because I really didn't want to give any shot anymore. Okay, so it's a nice roll again. Okay, so the 2, it's easy. The question is the 4. Just to move from both from the 5 point or just take off from the 4 point and move. Okay, so it's the best just clear from the rear. Because if he enters a 6, that it's over. I mean, so this was my plan, that he rolls a 5 or a 6. And then it's over. Okay, it's 3-2. Yeah, I didn't like that I have 5 checkers on the 4 point now, but the other it's a bit ugly if I take a move from the 3 bows. And he rolled a 5 but a 2 as well, so it was still a contact. And with a big double, it still can change. Okay, this is also what I could move. Okay, so Andrea is really prepared for a shot. And this was not nice. I mean, it's this distribution, you see that it is really nice. It's not nice. Okay, so because there is a lot of shots that can wrong. I rolled 1. Okay, this 3, it's easy for me. If there is 3 and we just have to decide about the last roll, then I always do this. And I took 1 more off, because if I get hit, then I like if I have more checkers out, but actually I give one more shot because of the double one. Okay, so during the whole match I rolled really well. I made the most, the biggest blunder was my pass at 3 away, 6 away. It was really a chicken move, I know. But otherwise, there was some decision, but I made well, and Andrea played really well, so congratulations on him about it. And so thank you for watching this, and enjoy the final as well.